Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roach.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
This is our Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers for day 63. We are on the other side of another veto ceremony. There is a lot of saltiness in this house right now.
There absolutely is. And I think it's no surprise to anyone that Morgan saved herself, so she is no longer on the block. Lauren did end up nominating Keanu, which was not a surprise. And he's not mad about being nominated, but he is mad at Lauren for the way she went about it, that she didn't really own the move. Just like, I don't know. Like good old Lauren wishy-washy on a fence of her own making.
Listen, I think that so much of this update and so much of where a lot of us are as Big Brother fans right now is just very emotionally driven because we're all still feeling all the feelings about Rachel. We're trying to get back into the game. And then it's like, okay, there's just not really that much drama about who's going to go up here because it's been clear for days that it was going to be Keanu. And then when he is like this reaction, it doesn't surprise me at all. We talked a little bit about this over the weekend with Rachel, this idea that Keanu wanted to beat the best. And it feels like he's got his own sort of moral code that he's partially made up in his head here. But I think
as we all have.
Yeah, and I think Keanu's code here is that he wants to play with his own idea of honor. And a lot of that honor comes down to, if you want to take me out, just say that you want to take me out because I'm a threat. Don't do the Lauren, I don't know treatment. Don't be wishy-washy about it. He will respect you more if you are just like, I will not win against you.
I get it. I get it. I'm somebody who wants people to be straight up with me as well. But if you're in the Big Brother house, you have to expect that that's not a thing that's going to happen, that there will be people that don't want blood on their hands and will kind of like get around it a whole bunch of different ways, trying to make people not mad, not upset. And the problem with Lauren is that her social game has been good with a small amount of people. So if she had spent more time during this game getting to know Keanu in this better way where she knows that that's how he operates, she would have been maybe made a different choice. It was like, okay, I know that he's a person who just deals better in information where I own my information. So that's how I'm going to deal with him. And he will feel better about it. And because she didn't put the work in with him, she doesn't know that. And if she does know that and she chose not to do that, that's just bad gameplay.
Yeah, there's something to be said here, to dip into the love language pond here for a moment, is that every person's got their own love language, right?
That's right.
And there is sort of a
acts of service
validation. And like everybody, you know, Big Brother players have their own Big Brother love language. And it's like Keanu's his bluntness. He's blunt to other people. I think he respects it more when people are blunt to him. I think that's why, despite all their differences, him and Rachel got along as well as they did, because she was honest with him even if he disagreed. And it's just, he does not view or respect this because of the way in which it's being done. And it's putting Keanu in an interesting position now where he's very salty about the way that this has happened, and it's led to a day's worth of Keanu clocking other people's games, us getting a little bit of entertainment, and then also the ideal dream of Keanu and Ashley maybe working together.
Could you guys imagine? That would be amazing.
Listen, we don't have that much left, guys, anymore. We need this for our own enjoyment. But no, we are going to get into the possibility of that, everything Keanu is saying, some really interesting discussions about the vote as well.
Yes.
Before we do, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we have more daily Big Brother 27 live feed updates coming. We don't want you guys to miss all of that leading into Survivor and also the Amazing Race featuring Big Brother people coming later this month. But beyond all of that, we are right on the cusp of the Only Murders in the Building season 5 premiere. This is one of Jess and I's favorite shows to cover. We have been covering it for years. We love these old school whodunits. You know, we also love Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah, we love murder mysteries. We cover them here at the channel all the time. Our whole studio is like Sherlock study. Like we are really into murder mysteries. So we have Only Murders in the Building coming
Mhm.
up. And then of course there's also Welcome to Derry, which is the It prequel that's
Yeah.
coming up on HBO. And we're going to be covering that here as well. All kinds of great stuff. So hit that subscribe button and help support us here at the channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for the support. Like that really does mean the world to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so Keanu's complaints, and there's a laundry list of them, but maybe it's my own personal bias, but I enjoy listening to Keanu complain more than I do
Oh, same.
Morgan or even Vince.
No.
Okay, Vince, occasionally his complaints are merited, but okay. Keanu's complaint number one is basically running around and telling people, including Kelly, that it's like, Lauren and Vince, they're basically the same. They're both cowardly. They don't own anything. They both complain about everything. And it's like, I get it. We've also compared Vince to Nicole Franzel in past
Yes.
videos, a great player who's not always the
Excellent.
most fun to watch. And
Mhm.
something that Nicole did that both Vince and Lauren do quite a bit of is walk around and talk about how scared they are. Like, I'm scared about this, I'm scared about that. And I think that just that word frustrates Keanu to no end because I think he's just like, what are you scared of? This is a game. We're all playing to play a game. I'm not going to hate you outside the house. I might not like you inside the house because of what you did.
Yeah, but some people don't like people outside the house because of what they do inside of the house. However, that is still gameplay to be like either feel sorry for me, I feel scared, so I'm not a threat because I'm someone who's on the other side of being a threat. I'm someone who is scared.
I think Keanu's problem here, and not that I want to say that Keanu has any problems at this point, but it's just he is incapable of seeing the world in any viewpoint other than his own. It is like Keanu's way or the highway, and that's been the way it's been all season long. And this is one of the reasons why his delusions have got him in trouble because he won't listen to other people. But a lot of his thinking right now is that he doesn't know how to relate to other people because he's only thinking in this sort of way. And so he's viewing this situation with Lauren and okay, why am I up? Am I because I'm a target? Am I because, she wants to use me? But he's ultimately kind of come to this conclusion that it's like, okay, if these other people in the house are smart, they're going to keep me instead of Ashley or Will if I don't win the blockbuster. And it's because Lauren getting him out, that only benefits Lauren. It's a move for her resume. I'm the
Yes.
biggest threat left, Yeah, no ego here whatsoever, Keanu, but he's just like, I'm the biggest threat left, so this is going to be great for her. It's not going to be great for any of you.
Yeah, and if they do keep him, he'll just go after Lauren. And that's something that I think other people would like as well. She has now won 2 HOHs. She's, gotten quite far in the game and nobody's really looking at her that hard. People shouldn't want to go to the end with Lauren at this point.
Yeah, and I think he's trying to just echo all of these things out here where he's like, okay, if you don't get rid of me, you're not giving the HOH this win. It can be your win down the road if you
Right.
decide to take me out at that point. And in between all of this, though, he's also like chattering about and making some idle comments, including that if Vince does somehow vote against him, he will never get his vote at the end of all of this. And a lot of this is just because Keanu, he still thinks that Vince would keep him to stay for some reason that I will never understand.
Oh my goodness, you shouldn't give Vince your vote already. He burned you so many times. His jury management with Keanu is so bad. Like it's shocking to me that he's even at this spot that he's like, if you do one more thing to me, if it's this thing, it's like, is it this thing? Because he's done so many things to you,
Yeah.
and you're still willing to throw him your vote that this is the thing that's gonna end it all. Like, I don't know if I believe it anymore. It's just, the guy who cried, bitter juror.
I am very excited about how bitter this jury might be. Like, I'm just going to say that
Yes.
from the start. I know they make us mad come finale time, but I think it's just we have so much disdain that's been built up for some of these people at this point.
Listen, I'm never mad at a bitter juror. If there's someone who's a bitter juror, it means that the person that they are voting against totally fumbled the ball and they did not do proper jury management on that person and they lost that vote.
Okay, so Keanu's stages of bitterness at this point include being upset the way in which Lauren is acting, being upset in advance at Vince, and then also plotting his vengeance as he did with Kelly and sort of be like, you know what? I'm just going to nominate if I stay. Vince, Morgan, Lauren, you're all going up. And what made this entertaining is he said this literally at the same time that Vince is in another room saying that this specific 3 nominee group is like his worst possible fear.
And it should be. I mean, these are the 2 people that are the closest to Vince at this point. If he, is not looking at Keanu, and he's not. So, I mean, this really is his worst case scenario.
Yeah, and I think what makes it even worse for Vince is just that Will's not in the best shape physically. He's hurt himself on a couple of challenges.
Yep.
Like, Keanu's got a great chance of winning this blockbuster, but I'm going to tell you one thing I'm not going to do, and that's just sit here and assume that Keanu's going to win it, because like my heart just won't take it.
No, oh my God, if he doesn't win it, my heart can't take it. My heart can't take it.
Okay, well, I am going to say
I
something.
need him to not leave. Oh no.
Okay, now this is something, here's the thing. I know that you have a great deal of fondness for Will and Team 50 and all
I
of
do.
that.
I do.
Will, I'm sorry. I am ready to throw you into the volcano and sacrifice you, because here's why. I need Ashley and Keanu to stay in the game together.
Agree.
And it's hard because I do like Will, but it's just Ashley, I'm going to give her a lot of credit here right now, because, we can talk about her being messy and her making mistakes, but the idea that she's going to have this long conversation with Keanu just 1 week removed from Keanu putting her on the block, them having like that really big blow up that had all that fallout, all that discourse online. And here she is being like, you know what? If Keanu wins the blockbuster, I want him to want to keep me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a really good conversation with him. I'm going to get on his level. And I really found the 2 of them to be just a real pleasure to listen to today.
No, she really put in the work. And that's one of the things that I've really liked about Ashley. You've said this before in another video, and it's true. She really is one of the most improved players. I'm not saying she's like the best player, an amazing player, but she has been able to adapt as the situations are coming up. And this is not something that I saw coming at all. If I had a Big Brother crystal ball, this wasn't going to be on there after that blow up. But for her to then really pull it together and realize that she might need him and she should find a way to be able to work with everybody in the house. Either way, she's going to either need to work with him or she's going to need his vote in some sort of way, whether it's this week, jury, whatever it is. She has to work that relationship, and she put the time in.
We're at this point right now where the number one thing I just want to see from people playing the rest of the season is, do you care about trying to win the game? And this is the thing. It's like, I feel like both Ashley and Keanu care. It's like, even when they're not perfect, they always try. And I'm always going to welcome that. And I think what made this conversation so interesting in a lot of ways is that it took Rachel's demise, I think, for the 2 of them to sort of realize, we share this common bond and that we both love Rachel Riley. And I think with Rachel gone, we don't have that many fun people to talk to anymore. And, Rachel was always telling us things about each other. Like, this is our opportunity to, at the very least, entertain the idea of working together. Like, they may not be able to because one of them might be evicted this week, but it's like even just having the conversation and recognizing we could be good for each other's game.
Oh, final 2. Let's have that. Let's have that.
I would love it so much because, Ashley's going to go up and give some sort of lawyer speech that's probably going to be really good. Keanu's just going to roll up there and say something based on vibes, and it's either going to be really good or really terrible.
If it's the 2 of them, I still think he wins. I just feel like he's done more this season, and Ashley got pretty lucky that she continued to be able to work really closely with Rachel, who was a great shield, where Keanu, he worked with her sometimes. He fought with her a lot. There was a lot of back and forth. She tried to mentor him. Sometimes he took it, sometimes he didn't. But he is still playing his own game.
I think it would just be a really fun final 2. I think, they would both have supporters. It would just be really, really great to watch. So it's just an idea that's out there. And Ashley really pitched her, staying in an Ashley versus Will situation, basically just telling Keanu, I'm better for you long term. And then just also doing a great job and even taking a little page out of Vince's playbook here and sort of mirroring things that Keanu's going to want to hear right now, including how upset he is with Lauren, how upset he is with that whole side of the house at this point, that they are all cowardly, that he's done all these things for them and they never have his back.
Absolutely. Taking the things that her and Rachel talked about him and then bringing it back and being able to use it in the way that she did, it was really well done.
Yeah, and he is pitched, and this is sort of a trial run for I think what he's going to say all week, which is just that you guys need to keep me because if Lauren gets me out, Lauren wins the game. Do you want Lauren to win the game?
Right.
No. Then you need to find a way to keep me if you possibly can.
Yeah.
So that's the way that Keanu is sort of going about all of this. But then, he goes and has a conversation with Vince. And he's basically just trying to be like, Vince, we've gone through all this. I know you're going to keep me, so you don't really have to worry about it. And Vince is just sitting here lying to him. It's just like, I just feel like, and this is the case for everybody, I don't want to just throw Vince under the bus. It's like, if Keanu was up there after the blockbuster, like, we can all be adults here. They're going to get rid of him because they may not have another chance.
They are. And I truly hate to say it. So I'm going to put a hard hat on myself. It's just, if they can actually get rid of him, they need to, because he can win his way to the end and nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah, but Keanu is still trying to live in his delusional paradise here. And he's just thinking, okay, if I have Vince's vote, and if I potentially have Kelly's vote because they've been close and, Kelly has not been the biggest Ashley fan, then he's probably like, okay, I just need one more vote. Who can I find? How can I figure out a way in which to try to make this happen?
Yeah.
It's Keanu's also trying to tell Vince now that both, not just Lauren, but that Morgan can also beat him, which is a fun strategy of basically just telling Vince that your game is not very good and that I can actually try to help you in this instance.
Yes.
But then in the same conversation, he also told Vince, he was just like, oh, by the way, you can beat Lauren. So it's like, which is it, Keanu? It just felt like Keanu didn't practice any of this going in, and he just started saying things and hoping something would stick.
That's why he's our messy king.
It's like he doesn't really have that much of an idea what he's doing, but he's just in a situation where he's got to try something. Like
He does.
He's gone to Lauren at this point and he's tried to talk some things out with her and be like, why did you do this? Why did you put me up? And Lauren, unfortunately, just gave him the complete Lauren treatment.
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not great. I mean, she really hasn't learned anything about him or how to be able to actually speak to him in a way that he can hear her, like it's just not working.
Yeah, and like she tried for a while to hide from him today, but there was only so long that this was going to work.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a game. Okay. Lauren, eventually, she had to be subjected to Keanu's blunt honesty in this conversation, which eventually just evolved into, you did put me on the block and I fought for you really hard. I did all of these things. Like, why would I not want to come after you if I stay this week? Like, why would you think that I'm just going to be okay with this?
Listen, I know he wants to just make it very clear of what's going to happen. And I know Lauren's not voting unless there's some sort of a tie, but that could be a thing. You never know how things are going to go. It is very early in the week at this point, so maybe pull it back. I'm sure he'll go in later and apologize as he does.
This is the thing. Keanu will say, at least right now in his post-veto ceremony mode here, he'll say like one thing that I think is pretty brilliant. And then he'll say another thing that is just like completely out of his mind.
Yeah.
And some of these things, like including, he's telling Lauren, okay, if I go, you're going to be next. Morgan is coming for you, which is completely true. Like he's being very transparent. And I'm sitting here and being like, okay, Keanu, like that's really, really great. And then you have this other side where he is just like publicly telling Lauren, I'm probably going to go after you after all of this, and just being really, really blunt and saying things. And then at the end of it, still being like, I know in your heart, you really don't want me to go this week. And I'm just sitting here being like, you can't say that, Keanu. And then also say that you're going to go after her if you stay.
No, but really the argument should be, that Morgan's coming after you. Clearly you put her on the block. She took herself off the block. Okay, no problem. You can't play in the next HOH, but I can. So if you're able to keep me safe this week, even though you put me on the block, I will take care of Morgan for you. She will be my number one target and I will get her out. Where are you with this argument?
This is the thing. It's just that like, somebody who is more experienced in Big Brother than Keanu or Messi King is would be well aware that you need to finesse people, even if
Of
you're
course.
upset with them. And Keanu's understandably upset. But, we've compared him to Rachel from Rachel's first season. And I think that's
Yeah.
why they get along. It's just that Rachel from Big Brother 12 did not have this finesse. Like, she was incapable of it. And Keanu was just not capable of holding in the intrusive thoughts. He's just going to say
No.
what's on his mind, whether it's good for him or not.
Absolutely. I mean, I always felt that that was Rachel looking at herself in a mirror back in the day and being like, man, he could really be something if he could just pull in his emotions a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So here's one of the other big topics from today, and I think it's going to be an interesting one moving forward. Is
Hmm.
that there's been a lot of discourse about the Morgan Vince relationship, and I don't want to just
Hmm.
talk about the same thing everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
So a different angle I want to take here, and I think we have a lot to kind of get into, is this idea of there's an interesting strategic divide that is starting to form between the two of them, where you have Morgan who's trying to really sell Vince now on this idea of keeping Ashley and trying to sell him that's like, okay, Ashley is someone who's beatable in Final Two and trying to make all these arguments. And I think she's making them because she knows that Ashley is closer to her than she is to Vince. And then you've got Vince who wants to cling to Lauren at all costs, even though Lauren is going after Morgan. So there's like a subtle back and forth where they're trying to protect their own numbers.
They absolutely are. And I mean, we are getting down in numbers. So you really do have to protect every single ally that you have right now.
And it's really interesting because Morgan, especially, is getting to this point where she's trying to strong arm Vince and do, okay, Vince, if you win the next HOH, Lauren's got to hit the block. You have to get rid of Lauren. And she's like trying now to really apply all of this pressure. And Vince isn't even doing this to Morgan when it comes to Ashley yet, but Morgan is really, and I understand, it's like, okay, Lauren did put you on the block. You have a legitimate beef here, but she's
Yes.
trying to make Vince choose between two of his top allies before it gets that close to the end of the game. And I'm just sitting here being like, how well is this going to work?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like how much of this is emotional
Mhm,
that there is the connection between them, and how much of it is strategy to be like, I need to get Lauren out of here
mhm.
because if we end up at, the final three, is he just going to take Lauren instead of me? That's a real possibility. I have to get her out.
Yeah.
But Vince is not the person that's going to get out his own ally. Morgan needs to go to other people and start planting this.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I think Morgan feels like she can just exhaust Vince to the point where he's going to agree with her because she's going to bring it up so many times. But it's just that she has
I
to
don't
know.
know. I just feel like she just wants it to be Vince to choose her over Lauren.
I think truthfully, you're probably right. I wish that she would see the light here and just be like, okay, you know what? I want him to do this, but there's no strategic reason for him to want to do this unless he is like so 100% confident that we're gonna ride to the end together. And I think sure, Vince probably does feel like, okay, you know what? I'm fine to go to the end with Morgan. I don't necessarily think he's afraid of that, but I think he wants to keep his options open because you don't know what's going to happen with Keanu this week. You don't know what's going to happen in the event that Kelly, I'm not manifesting this, but if Kelly wins HOH, what is she
Yeah.
going to do?
Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, Morgan, okay, you've won a veto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Lauren has now won two HOHs. I just feel like, and she's been riding with Vince since like day one. I think it benefits Vince to keep Lauren over Morgan. I know Morgan will do anything for Vince, and that's fine,
Yeah.
but she is kind of playing some other people as well, trying to keep Ashley around
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But Lauren has been burned by Vince and has still kind of stuck by Vince.
Mhm.
And I think that that proves a lot to Vince, as well as the fact that Lauren can win stuff.
Yeah.
And if Lauren can win stuff and Lauren is going to be a person to keep him safe, that's better than Morgan, who's not really winning anything and doesn't really have any power to keep Vince safe. And he needs people that can win.
I think really just comes down to this idea that Lauren's style of play too is so frustrating, and I think he knows it
Yes.
because people complain about it. It's just she's a lot more beatable. at the end of everything. Like, I
Yes.
can't see the other members of the judges voting for Lauren to win. Like, they may split. Some of them might vote for Morgan over Vince. Like, that's a real concern if you're Vince. It has to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Lauren could be beatable against Vince unless she's the person that takes out Vince and then she's won the game.
Okay, so in getting more into these scenarios, because Ashley is really trying now to ensure that's like, okay, if it is me and Will, what can I do in order to save myself? Like, it seems like she has convinced Morgan that keeping her is a better move, that she's going to be more useful. So then you have Vince, and Morgan's going to try really hard to sell Vince on this idea. So then you have two people.
Yeah.
Then Keanu, if Keanu really is convinced that these two could be allies down the road, that's three. But the real reality here is I don't really buy that Vince is going to vote to keep her.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he would. I don't see what the benefit would be for him. Yeah, of course, is a benefit for Morgan, but that's not a benefit for him.
No. And the Will side of this, and this is where Will, once again, I love the guy, but I'm going to be frustrating with you for a moment here because it's just like, you're not really doing enough for me right now. I understand the eviction's not for a few days, but Ashley is out here trying. She's putting pitches together. She's thinking of all options. Will has not really done anything.
Yes, which is frustrating for me as well. I mean, I like Will. He seems like a nice guy. But for me, we are in the 60s here now. You know, we're so far into the competition. He's just not doing enough in the game overall to win this game. And when it comes to, trying to get yourself out of this situation to not go home, I understand that it's early, but you need to start campaigning early and you've been injured, so you might have a harder time winning the blockbuster. You can't just rely on the fact that everybody likes you, so they're just going to keep you around. I wonder if there's a part of him that's like, well, maybe I won't win the game, but people might take me to the end because I'm beatable. And he just thinks that that's the way that he's getting to the end. And maybe he can convince people otherwise if he's sitting next to a Kelly.
Yeah, and that is a viable strategy. I know it's not the most fun strategy, but it's a really viable one. I'll just deal with it.
But I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. Like, I think there's also people who just decide, you know what, I would rather have the second place money than nothing at all. And it's just that's, I know.
Hate that.
I hate that as well, but that's been a little bit of my worry also with Ava. And like, that does lead me into the last thing that we have here for today is just that a lot of people have suddenly woken up a little bit now that Ava has kind of announced that, she's really just been playing in part for AFP this whole time. And she realizes that, she's not going to get it after the whole Rachel situation. I think people are starting to come around to, okay, Ava's being really fake to a lot of us in the game. And like, she's got different personalities she's putting on for different people. So there's starting to be something simmering where nobody is really that interested to trust Ava. I know she's still has Lauren and they have a relationship. There might be something there with Kelly. Like, I'm not saying Ava's an immediate target, but it certainly feels like there's a lot more awareness of her in a negative sense in the game right now than there was before Rachel was sent out.
Yeah, and there is for me too. I mean, hearing people talk about that they're there to kind of, get there for jury. I hate that talk, I'm just playing for jury, or I'm just want to play for, America's favorite player. I don't want people to be there to play for those reasons. I want people to be there to win.
Yes, to win and play hard and have the AFP come because we appreciate just how hard you were playing.
But there is no way that Rachel's not getting that this season. Like, it's just already a lock. It doesn't matter how much time is left.
It's done. It's completely done deal. No point even debating it. But okay, that is where we are coming out of this edition of Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. Let us know right now, do you want a Keanu and Ashley final two? And if not, like, who are you rooting for at this point? Let us know. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, you can support us further by joining our Patreon. We have that link in the description. Thank you guys so much. We will see you here next time.